Welcome back to MintStory English. Today I have a gentle and touching story for you. It is called The Girl Who Listened. And this story is simple. The words are easy, but the lesson inside it might change the way you treat people around you. So relax, sit back, and listen carefully. Let's begin. In a small village surrounded by green hills, there lived a young girl named Anya. She was not the smartest student in her class. She was not the fastest runner. She was not the best singer or the best dancer or the best at anything people usually noticed. But Anya had one quiet gift that no one talked about much. She knew how to listen. When someone spoke to her, she did not look at her phone. She did not think about what she would say next. She did not interrupt. She simply looked into their eyes and she listened, really listened, with her whole heart. At first, nobody thought this was special. In Anya's village, everyone was busy. Everyone was talking. Everyone was trying to solve their own problems, fix their own worries, and share their own opinions. People talked over each other all the time. Nobody had time to truly listen. There was Mr. Kumar, the shopkeeper, who worked from morning to night. Every day he complained about his aching back and his tired legs, but his wife was always busy, and his children were always in a hurry. No one had time to sit and hear him. There was old Mrs. Sharma, who lived alone since her husband passed away. She loved telling stories about her youth, about the songs she used to sing and the dreams she once had. But people would smile politely and quickly walk away, saying they were busy. There was Ravi, a teenage boy who felt lost and confused about his future. His parents wanted him to become a doctor. His friends wanted him to play cricket professionally. But nobody ever simply asked him, "Ravi, what do you want?" One afternoon, Anya was walking home from school when she saw Mr. Kumar sitting outside his shop, looking tired and a little sad. Most people would have simply said hello and walked on. But Anya stopped. "Are you okay, Mr. Kumar?" she asked gently. Mr. Kumar looked up, surprised that someone had actually stopped to ask. "Oh, I'm fine," he said quickly, the way people often do. But Anya did not walk away. She sat down on the small stool beside him and said, "You seem tired today. Do you want to talk about it?" And so Mr. Kumar began to talk. He talked about his aching back. He talked about how hard he worked every single day. He talked about how he missed his younger years, when work felt easier and his body felt stronger. He talked for almost 20 minutes. Anya did not offer advice. She did not tell him what to do. She simply listened, nodding gently, her eyes full of care. When he finished talking, Mr. Kumar let out a long, deep breath. "Thank you, Anya," he said softly. "I haven't spoken about this to anyone in a long time. I feel lighter." Anya smiled and continued walking home. The next week, Anya visited old Mrs. Sharma, who lived just a few houses down from her own. She knocked gently on the door and asked, "Mrs. Sharma, would you like to tell me about the songs you used to sing when you were young?" Mrs. Sharma's eyes lit up with surprise and joy. No one had asked her that question in years. She invited Anya inside, made her a warm cup of tea, and spoke for almost an hour. About her wedding day, about the songs her mother taught her, about the friends she used to laugh with under the old banyan tree. Anya listened to every word. When Anya finally stood up to leave, Mrs. Sharma held her hand and said, "You have no idea what this means to me, child. I have felt invisible for so long. Today, for the first time in a long while, I felt truly seen." Word slowly began to spread through the village. People started saying, "Have you talked to Anya? She really listens." Children began sharing their small worries with her. Farmers began sharing their concerns about the weather and their crops. Even the village elder, a serious man who rarely smiled, once sat with Anya and spoke about his fears for the village's future. One day, Ravi, the confused teenage boy, saw Anya sitting alone near the river, watching the water flow gently by. He walked over and sat beside her, unsure of what to say. "Anya," he said finally, "can I talk to you about something?" "Of course," she said, turning to face him completely, giving him her full attention. Ravi spoke about the pressure he felt from his parents. He spoke about his love for painting, something he had never told anyone before. He spoke about his fear of disappointing his family and his fear of never truly living the life he wanted. Anya listened quietly, without judging him, without rushing him, without trying to fix his problems immediately. When he finished, he looked at her and said, "I don't know why, but just saying all of this out loud, it helps. I feel like I understand myself a little better now." Anya smiled gently. "Sometimes," she said, "we don't need someone to solve our problems. We just need someone to truly hear them." As months passed, something beautiful began happening in the village. People who had once felt lonely began to feel less alone. People who had once bottled up their worries began to feel lighter. And slowly, other villagers began to notice how Anya made people feel, and they began trying to listen the same way she did. Mr. Kumar started asking his own children about their day and actually waiting for their full answer. Mrs. Sharma's neighbors began visiting her more often, just to hear her stories. Even Ravi began listening more carefully to his younger sister's small worries about school. The village slowly changed, not because of grand speeches or big celebrations or clever solutions. It changed because one young girl showed everyone the quiet, powerful gift of truly listening. Years later, when people spoke about Anya, they did not talk about her grades or her achievements or her talents. They simply said she was the girl who listened, and somehow that made all the difference. In a world full of noise, truly listening to someone, without judging, interrupting, or rushing to fix things, can be one of the greatest gifts we ever give another person. I hope you enjoyed today's story, The Girl Who Listened. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to MintStory English. New stories come every week, so don't miss the next one. Until then, keep listening, not just to stories, but to the people around you. See you in the next story.